Hi, I'm Don Havre with the real estate firm here in the Tri-Cities. Today we're continuing on with our buyer overview, and today we're talking with Bill Bell of Chicago Title and Escrow. Bill, can you tell me a little bit, what is title insurance?
Title insurance is an insured commitment as to the condition of title as of the date of the policy. That's very simply what it is.
All right. Well, frequently I have buyers and sellers say, well, why do we both need to buy title insurance?
The reason why you'd want to buy title insurance is, number one, it's the largest investment that most people make. And I can't imagine somebody buying a piece of property and not knowing what the condition of title is at the time they buy the property. There could be all kinds of hidden defects against the property, and without receiving a commitment from title insurance prior to close of escrow, your buyer has no idea of what defects may be in the title.
I understand there are more than one type of title insurance. Can you give us an overview of that subject?
There is. There's primarily, we issue an owner's title insurance policy to the buyer, and we issue a lender's policy to the lender who is normally lending money to the buyer. We also issue a leasehold policy, but primarily we're talking here about an owner's policy and a lender's policy.
I see. We have what's called a title commitment. What's that all about?
The title commitment shows the condition of title as at the date that we issue the commitment. It shows who owns the property, how it's legally described, and then under Schedule B, special exceptions of the commitment, we'll show all of those items that affect the ownership to that property. In there you'll see easements, which are rights of other people to use the property. You'll see the mortgages that are against the property. The seller may have a federal tax lien or judgments against him, which would affect the ownership to that property, and that'll show on that commitment.
Now, it's my understanding that the buyer always receives a copy of that commitment prior to closing. Is that correct?
Yes, the buyer should receive a copy of that commitment, and that's one thing that the realtor should also always make sure that buyer receives that copy. It should come from the escrow company who is closing that transaction, should send that commitment.
Well, thank you, Bill. Do you have any closing comments for our audience?
I would just like to thank you for your time, Don, and if anybody ever has any questions, please feel free to call me at Chicago Title, 735-1575.
Thank you very much, Bill.